Yo, what's good? This is Rory, and you tuned in to Rolling Out.
All right, Rashad Milligan from Rolling Out from the actual studios. We're not in Zoom anymore, Malik. We're not in Zoom. We're supposed to be outside. Be outside. There's some people saying, "Wait, Rory, man, Rory, the Indigo Child. How you doing, man?"
I'm doing great, man. Beautiful. What day is today? Beautiful Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Beautiful Solar Plexus Day. And just, spend some time alone reflecting and just glad we can do this interview because the interviews are really reflective.
Yeah.
For myself. So yeah, man, lay it on me. Yeah.
For sure. And it's ironic, like I said, I wanted to talk about a little personal stuff and everything like that. Last week I was in LA for the Super Bowl and I ran into this YouTuber named Pootie. And the first time I met Pootie was in 2015 at one of your Indigo Child meetups in the middle of the night in Atlanta. He was running around with the camera and stuff. He goes up, a couple years later and he blows up over social media. That's a trend that I see with you a lot. Like, there's a lot of people that blew up that I first found through one of your events and stuff like that.
Word.
What do you think is kind of a product of that? Why do you think you've been able to kind of spot out that talent so well?
I think that I have just innovative ideas, and those innovative ideas attract innovative people. So the Indigo meetup, that's a meetup happening that begins at 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no matter like what season it is, who knows if it was winter, who knows if it was whatever, but like you're not coming unless you bout that shit. You know what I'm saying? Unless you really, trying to, like, unless you like eat, sleep, and breathe whatever it is that you believe in that brought you out there to meet other people like yourself.
Right.
So it's not even necessarily my eye or anything. It's just also like attracts like. You know what I'm saying? So as I vibrate the way I vibrate, people on that same frequency are all, in the woodworks, even with Roarfest or whatever, like no artists weren't doing festivals, at all. They weren't doing their own festivals or anything, you know what I'm saying? So it's always been just like innovative ideas and thinking on how to do things not like it's been done before. And any other mind that resonates with that, they're going to show up, so.
I was thinking, oh, my bad for cutting you off.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
I was thinking about some of the artists you had at Roarfest, like, obviously some of the bigger ones. But I was thinking the first year, didn't you have Post? You had Post come out do
that was second year. That was second year. The first year it was just me and it wasn't really much of a lineup at all. And then by the next year we had SZA, Post, Black, who else? Was it? I don't know if that was Earth Gang in the early days. I gotta look at that lineup.
Because that was like 2015. I know
you
got
like
had
2-9, shout out to them,
2-9,
those guys. So we had a lot of shit going on. And I think that's also like thanks to Love Renaissance. They organized that and went and found like other artists. I didn't really go and find other artists to be on those bills. But yeah, it was a dope concept and idea. Roarfest was also like close to exactly what I'm doing now and will be doing in the future. But the first one about it was like it had to be in an unconventional space. Like I don't want it on a place there where a show is supposed to happen.
Right.
Like there's a stage there. I don't want to perform there. Like take me somewhere else where it's like a different experience. My music's a different experience. So I want the surrounding to also reflect the music. But that's pretty much that.
Rory, how have you been, man? You talk about you don't like to perform where the stages are. It's like, obviously people know your story of when you came up and when you were like the biggest thing, right? And then you went off into the woods for a couple of years. Yeah. Like, where have you been the past couple of years, man?
The past couple of years, I've been really training and growing as an engineer and as a community builder in order to come into the music industry as a grown-ass man and an artist that I have envisioned for myself. So from 2017 till now, I've just been on a journey of just like being a man and handling my music and knowing how to handle my show and how to direct my band and how to even start negotiations and to negotiate on my own behalf and to like handle shit. You know what I'm saying? Because and learning how to pay bills and learn how to like book my own flights and just be a full human because I got into the game really young and I could be very far up a creek right now not knowing how to like be a man, but knowing how to be an artist, but not knowing how to like handle shit. I just feel like the situation I was in wasn't conducive of that. So I was sharpening and have been building the Woods, which was the organization and the true vision of my artistry and what I want to do with music. Because when you look at music, you know, I feel like just like everything else today, it's been industrialized or hyper-capitalized to the point where it's very far removed from its true purpose of origin, and if anything at this point is being like clearly weaponized against us vibrational people. So I wanted to do the Woods because there's a whole infrastructure that's allowing musicians to go into clubs or venues, bring people into these big metal machines, have them put their hands up, splash them with water, send them home drunk, and that's cool. That's an experience. So I like that experience. But also there's a whole nother aspect to music, talking about like when musicians were like travelers, when they were storytellers. You're talking about like spreading stories. Like even like when you go back to the one fragment of melanated people's history of like slavery, they use music to communicate and to transfer information. So I went and I started the Woods so I can travel in nature, bring people out to nature, and let them know that like us indigo children, like what we're talking about, it's not just talk. Like we really want to bring people out here to nature. We really want to use this music and get the M's, get millions. Invest in land. Create tiny home neighborhoods / venues / farms. Like this is I want to be, if not the engine, a steering wheel or some part of that vehicle that's going to create shade for future generations. To make the music industry something sustainable. Because like right now it's not. Like I want to see like festivals with all biodegradable products, forks, plates, all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, because I love music and I do music to restore balance and to keep a certain just a vibration thriving in the world. I'm an indigo child. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here to, just restore balance, leave this place a little bit better than I came into it. So if there was one thing I could do with my music, it wasn't going to be only bringing people into venues, only bringing people out into like festivals and things like that. I wanted to bring people out onto farms.
Right.
I wanted people. There are some people who can't afford a show.
Right.
Who can't afford to. Maybe they can offer your help on the farm to come to the show. Maybe they can do community service. Maybe there are so many ways that the vehicle of what an artist is can be used for just the like reconnection and the reconstruction of all things that are good, and I see how it's not. My old team wasn't willing to help me do it, so I just had to figure it out myself, and I just let every one thing go, and I went back to Georgia because mainly I was out in LA because I listened to my manager at the time. She was like, work with these producers, work with that producer, but I'm an engineer. I've been producing. And I'm 19 and I have so much more to grow. So like I know I can learn from these other people, but I've been doing really good in my silo, growing as this never before seen creature. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go over there to all these other people and
be like
get my edges cut off
right,
and just know this formula that I want to. I don't want to be formalized. So I had to take that leap, and I really believe that I've been saying it since God's Whisper. What the song is about is that if you believe in yourself and if your heart is in that place, when you're in tune with God's Whisper, if you're listening to it, it will have you do some risky or some questionable things, but the Great Spirit will meet you halfway all the time. So I demonstrated that in believing that, this world is kind of wild. Families are divorcing, people are splitting up, children are growing up without parents, being put on drugs, and it's all because of rent. It's all because of people going to grocery stores, having to make money to buy food. There's a middleman between us and our root chakra, the food, and that middleman is industry. It's the dollar. It's out of balance. Now, I'm not saying it has to disappear or anything, but there's got to be a better way. So I created the Woods to create that middle ground of that infrastructure where people, all right, there's the farm, there's the food, there it is. And this is before COVID happened.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I already see how like we're
the direction.
Yeah, I already see like how like we're just becoming more and more dependent on this government, on the government living. Like I learned that like parents didn't really get to raise us. The state did. The schools did. Spending 8 hours a day with us. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, you know, our parents could spend 8 hours somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know? So how much of a chance did we really have? You know, how much, you know what I'm saying? Like it's fucked. So I'm doing something. You know, I'm and that's pretty much it. And that's the Woods, you know.
Well, I wanted to ask you, you know, from the jump, because obviously, like you said, you popped early, but you also like really started trying early when you did the anti-tour. You were probably like what, 15, 16?
16,
17. So you thinking about, you know, a young kid trying to make it from Stone Mountain, trying to get on. At that point, you got about as on can be. You know, you talking about Ye. You talking about opening up for Outkast and their final thing. You talking about talking to Kendrick. You talking about Bino, whoever it is, Kid Cudi at the Indigo.
Yeah.
To get to that point, XXL freshman list, you know, all the kids in Atlanta growing up, they want to be like that. Where you were. You were there and you left. Like, and you're talking about how the industry's messed up and everything. So I guess if you can go back and tell your younger self something, you know, when you were on the come up, the anti-tour days, what would you tell him?
I'll go back and I would tell him, I tell him, find new management quick. Like ASAP, like no, like don't sleep on it. Like do it today. Because when it comes down to it, it just comes down to having people working with you that can actually execute that vision, you know, or actually care about that vision, actually want to do that vision. And, you know, like, and especially when it comes down to like, as an artist, I'm in a dynamic, like, yo, I see myself like Kanye sees himself. I see myself like Beyonce sees themselves. And when it comes down to a team, I doubt in their fucking teams that, you know, their manager or anything treating them like a little brother or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, like, that's not going to work for you, Rory. Go ahead and find those that are aligned with what you're trying to do, because when it comes down to it, it's on you, you know?
Yeah, right. Do you ever regret making it big? Like being there in LA, being in that lifestyle, or is it like everything I'm not made me everything I am, everything that I went through made me?
Yeah, everything I went through made me who I am. I do feel like it would have been a smarter decision to like remain in Atlanta and just build up my studio and just like I'm doing now, passing the ball around and just like, you know, just like really creating like a swell, you know, of my community. So like when it comes down to that, yeah, but I don't regret anything, you know what I'm saying, as far as like the whole journey and whatnot. Like I appreciate all the folks that I met, you know, but the only thing about it is just trusting in yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I encourage people to do more. Is like, yo, like trust in your intuitive voice, because it's usually right.
Have you ever found yourself getting lost in the sauce?
Oh no, never that.
That's real. That's real. And how did you preserve that innocence? How did you preserve your spirit?
Innocence? I wouldn't say that the word is innocence, because in order to that, you have to be aggressive. You have to aggressively swim upstream like a fucking salmon. Right. To not, like, say if the sauce is the current and everything's going this way and trying to blow you that way and get you doing this, get you doing that. Like, I had to, like, fight for myself. You know what I'm saying? I have to, like, stand up for what you believe in. You have to speak in situations where everyone's being silent. Everyone's thinking the same thing, but nobody's going to fucking say it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know if I'm answering your question at this point.
No, yeah, I mean, you're on the track. You're on the track.
What was the question again?
the track was, did you ever get lost in the sauce?
Oh, yeah. Like, no, I'm too strong for that, man. You know, because if so...
how did you preserve your spirit from getting lost in the sauce? That was the question.
Man,
I forgot the question, yeah.
Like, I set it up like that, man. I feel like I came into where I've never been a person to, like, fucking fold or follow along with
Right.
you know what the crowd is doing. I'm always identified with my own mind. I'm really aware of myself. So I don't know. I think spirit. I guess I think meditation. I think that I put out an album called Indigo Child or something.
Yeah.
A song called God's Whisper, and I laid the foundation for me to always be in tune with who I am. You know, in every interview and everything I come and I talk about, like I know what I'm talking about. I know what I came here for, and that's what kept me grounded. Is that I didn't do this. I didn't start doing this to become a millionaire. I didn't start doing this to become the most seen face in the world
Right.
or anything. I started doing this shit because I am a sonic warrior. I am a psychological athlete. And sound is my weapon. Just like Fela Kuti said, music is the weapon, and this shit is personal because when I grew up, I've seen so many people being influenced by this radio that's being funded by you know who in order to derail my people, and this shit is fucking personal.
Right.
It's personal, so it's not about none of that shit. It's about really turning this bitch out, and I'm trying to figure out how to like turn the game out and like change culture the way Kanye did with gangster rap and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Wave completely changed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
Right.
Trying to figure out how to do that without having to pander
Mm-hmm.
and having to like not be myself. So,
Right.
You know, so like I know I can dive so deep into what I'm talking about. I forgot what you asked me.
No. You're good. Like, but like, I think you are taking that first step, you know, because one of the reasons why I was out in LA was the Black Features brunch with Ye. You know, Ye met with 50 black journalists to really how to really control the narrative and bring it back to the black community. So for you to come to a black-owned, media company at Rolling Out, that's step one. And
Yeah.
also, like you said, come to Atlanta and do Atlanta media and stuff like that. So why was that important for you to really, you know, on this new journey of kind of building it yourself to come to black-owned in Atlanta?
Because Atlanta is like the epicenter of culture, and it's a damn shame that we don't have the infrastructure that New York or maybe LA has for what they have, and that's okay. We're aware and we deserve it. So for one, I was born here, born at Piedmont, and I'm just like, you know, I was born here for a reason. I'm here to do something here. Like, this is the portal I showed up at. Like, I was assigned to this place.
Right.
So like, let me turn it up. And also because, you know, it's a really predominantly black city. I don't think it's, you know, set up the way it's set up. I don't think it's as underdeveloped as it is also for no reason, you know. So we just need, like, Atlanta needs some powerhouses here, you know what I'm saying? And I look at myself as a powerhouse and like a team captain here to, you know, really know how to move the ball down the court and like, you know, make some things happen. Ask me the question again because I feel like I have more answer to that question.
It was why is it important for you to go to black media in particular? And you know, because Jason Lee, that was something he was really pushing forward with Hollywood Unlocked out there. That was something Ye was pushing to really do more with black media and stuff like that. So for you, I felt like this was a conscious, like, you know what you're doing coming to black media today.
Yeah, I guess it was really about making sure that even the team, they shout out Adam, Bray, Nunna, Wester Ivy, and all those guys, love y'all, that they understood exactly what I'm trying to do. So everything else was kind of like common sense, right?
Yeah.
You know, like I'm motherfucking Robin Hood. Like, so like, don't send me. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't like, it's no, like, we can go to all the highest places also, but like, no, like, I need to be here with the people. That's why I went to Atlanta. That's why I got, you know, a house and just like open it up to folks so they can have access to a studio, have access to whatever.
Yeah.
Because like, yo, that's what we're doing, bro. We need to build ourselves up and empower each other. So that this is what it looks like. You know, so that's why I was speaking like about like the local publications.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't, it don't always got to be fair. It don't always got to be complex. It don't always got to be Vogue or whatever. You know, like these guys. Because like, honestly, if I were to go to every state, and speak with the Alabama incarnation of you, the Mississippian version of you, and all these other places, like, bro, that's some love.
Yeah.
That's some love. Like, because what I want is love. I'm not here for, you know, attention.
Right.
You know, like
You said you already got enough of
I'm
that.
not here for attention. I'm here for like love. I'm here for like real connection. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I traveled in the woods, you know, I went from Miami to Orlando, to Savannah, to Statesboro, to Atlanta, to Athens, to Charleston, South Carolina, to Asheville, to Raleigh, to Richmond, to DC, to Baltimore, to what's that place in Pennsylvania called? Philadelphia, I think.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh over there, yeah. Pittsburgh, to Philly, yeah. Then to New York City, then to upstate New York, like around Hudson, then to Massachusetts, New Haven, Connecticut, and all the way up to Rhode Island in a Jeep with my dog and a guitar and a rechargeable amp, tweeting, playing shows to tell people the same story I'm telling all of you guys, to let them know, like, hey, look, I left the game because I wanted to do this, because I'm actually trying to help the team I had that was not going to allow me to help. I had to start over.
Yeah.
So here I am, just and I played these shows and I tweet, and maybe like 20 people, maybe 300 people would show up. You know what I'm saying? It all depended on how long it took me to find a place, and I tweeted out that same day they show up, and I just wanted to have an eye to eye with my supporters. Like,
right.
Yo, this is what's going on. We not quitting though. We still at it. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? And that's different than me going on SNL and saying that to a million people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's more real, genuine.
Yeah. But there's a law about things. So I think that there's the law that I wanted to get to about where you're asking why is it important to come back and get back and whatnot. And it's just micro and macrocosms. You know, like as above, so below. You know what I'm saying? Man that doesn't take care of his family can never be rich. Shout out to Jay-Z for what he said. You know what I'm saying? But even to build a building, it takes brick by brick. There are a lot of, you can build a building brick by brick. You can, get really good like wood that's really thought through. You know, like you're either thinking about the fine details or you're not. And when you're not thinking about the fine details, you get the Walmart version of whatever you're trying to get.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about the fine details, so that's even in music or even in fashion or even in food. If you're thinking about the fine details, you're gonna get some real good shit.
Right.
If you know what I'm saying? If instead of using that in that recipe, instead of using white salt, you use black salt, because there's a difference between white salt and black salt and flavor. You know, those minute details. And when I make a song, it's not in 440 hertz all the time.
Yeah. Which
is the standard of tuning after World War II. But it's like usually sometimes in 432 hertz, which is the frequency of nature. And people won't even notice that shit. But when you hear the song, you feel it, and you don't know why you like it so much.
Yeah.
Because, man, like, I am a fine detail person, and if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to be very fine detail as to the best of my ability about it. So if I want to show up as an artist, again, to the industry, how do I want to do that? Well, it's next to you, and it's next to the biggest wigs possible. But like honestly, we need more of this, a lot more of this, because we're like blood in the body, flowing through different cities and cells and letting and transferring information. And the more energy y'all get, the better for the body, because they're major organs and they're getting all the damn blood, doing all the shit. But niggas don't care about the pancreas, the kidney, the liver. Everybody just knows the heart. Everybody just knows the brain.
Come on now.
Everybody just knows the stomach. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Yeah, nobody talks about the thyroid.
Yeah,
nobody wants to talk about, like everybody knows the brain. Nobody knows the frontal cortex or the cerebrum or none of that shit, because people don't care. So I just care. So if you care all the way. So don't just write a song talking about it.
If you're gonna post a black square, come to the black-owned media outlet.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, if you consider yourself a white ally, then just give up your house to someone black.
Wow.
Because you owe it.
Wow.
Just give up. Just give something away. Something big. and understand that that's still not enough. You got to encourage your other partners to do the same shit. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, I'm tired of folks thinking that they're helping. Like, no, actually help.
Nah, I hear it. I wanted to ask you on the new single. You talk about you don't need the weed because like your vibrations are already so high.
Oh, who needs the weed
Right. Okay.
when you are naturally high?
Right.
Who needs it?
So
No one needs it.
So do you need the weed now in 2022?
I don't need it, but I want it. And I got it.
But that was my question because when I heard that, I was like, "Yo, is he like sober?" Yeah. So that was just a question.
No, it was just a thought.
Right.
So like my thing about it is, I'm more like an intermittent stoner. So like, I throw in things to just like let you. All right, like, remember, like, you don't need it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Smoke it. Don't let it smoke you.
Have you ever gone sober?
Yeah, here and there. Here and there.
Like, what's the longest you gone sober?
Longest I've gone sober, I didn't keep count, but I'd probably like, say like since I've started not being sober, the longest, like 6 months or something.
6 months. Oh, that's
man.
half a year.
You know what I'm talking like when I was out there in the woods.
You're right.
When I was traveling, like when I was like crunch time, like in the woods at 2018 traveling, I was out there for some time, but for some time I wouldn't eat anything cooked.
Yeah. So what were you eating?
Strawberries, cashews, man, like
how
avocados.
How did that affect your energy?
Bro, I felt like I was microdosed on mushrooms. I really felt like I was tripping, for the most part, and in the best way possible on all of the what is the thing with the endocrine system? I don't know the word.
Because organic fruits and vegetables. If you just want to keep it plain.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like there's something like there's certain like chemicals that get heightened, like your serotonin and whatnot. But yeah, it had me on one, man. And I really loved that. But also I've come to a space of balance too. You know what I'm saying? So that's why like who needs it when you're naturally high? You know what I'm saying? Like you can get high off of the endorphins is the word.
Right.
You know that exists in your body based on how you're living, based on what you're doing. So it's just a fact.
Right.
It's not propaganda to stop smoking weed. Keep smoking weed. But who needs it? Right? Balance.
What type of music do you want to make coming back? Because this one, it reminded me of the old Rory that I that we grew up kind of knowing and loving, and then kind of Woods was a different sound, but this is so. What is the type of?
I don't think a single song sounds like that I put out. I think maybe Forbidden Knowledge.
It's like no. It's like okay, all right. I'll give you a rundown. If you want a rundown,
I'll rap from beginning to end.
Devil's Whisper.
Whisper. It doesn't start like that.
But you rapping though. You rapping at the end. You rapping at the end. I hear that flow, and then you got like kind of like the Steve Lacy type of layers and harmonies down low, but you also have like that like a star kind of feel. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I'm hearing mixtures of Rory that I knew, and kind of go ahead.
I just believe I've been doing my best to kind of like hone in on certain things, be like a better marksman with my target. But I just think my blessing and curse is that I can kind of make whatever I want to hear, and make it authentically, you know. So that's what y'all gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Like the album won't be chock full of Channel Zeros. It won't be chock full of 2020s. Yeah. Which is a song that is on there. You know what I'm saying? But it'll be me all the way through and through. Yeah, and I think about that. It's always been a difficult concept for me to grasp when people say like like Rory sound, because like I don't know my sound.
You have a sound though.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna let y'all say whatever y'all want to say. I'm really just trying to get into like a cabin, bro, and get a track phone and make music, crank it out, grow food, and like travel, do shows in the woods, do shows in venues that are worth my energy, and like really not pay attention to what y'all talking about. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing I learned. It's like keep your eyes straight, keep your eyes ahead, because I'm an artist because my brain operates in a certain type of way where a lot of people were just agreeing to go to college or agreeing to go to the army, agreeing to go to wherever. Like there's a certain thing that I've had to understand that I understand that a lot of people might not understand, and I can't put it into words other than borders and categories are just gonna give you a headache, and it's best to just go and go full speed ahead with what you love versus over planning, over calculating, or over assessing things. I feel like the spirit or God, the world, it likes speed, it likes decisiveness,
right?
But it doesn't really like to be controlled. So like these genres are just like control, like these borders, these states, these titles, they're all like us trying to control it. But God is God, and it be God in. And that's just it. That is it. You know, like it's gas. You know, so like I'm making gas.
Yeah.
I'm making that Zaza. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting it into an album. And hopefully, you know, you love it. Certainly, you should.
Right.
But I don't know. Because I think it's kind of like insulting to God for me to think I know. Like, how the fuck dare I?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I don't even know if I'm an artist. Like I'm just a person that was experiencing a lot of pain in this fucked up weird ass fucking world, and I had to express it, and there was no way in fucking hell y'all gonna get me to go to college,
right?
Or to get me to do whatever everyone else is doing. So I'm just spirit in his body, still just fighting to thrive and to be happy and create happiness for other people around me. I just happen to have found music.
Well, that's my follow-up question to that. In the new single, you're talking about like the type of pain that you have to go to make the art that you make. In your journey for peace, in your journey for solitude, in your journey for happiness, for high vibrations, do you think you can still make good music, good art, while you're happy, while you're peaceful?
Oh yeah.
Well, what's the thing about pain then?
The thing about pain. Music, the world. Let's zoom out into pain. Let's zoom out of pain in music.
Right.
So let's get into like pain in the world and humans. Oh, I don't have my microphone up to me. And humans. Let's get into like pain in the world and like humans' relationship with pain. Whether you're conscious of it or not. We love pain, and pain is a part of life that people respect and embrace and champion for whatever reason. I don't know why. Is it because we've been programmed to? I don't know. Is it because we react more to fear? We react more to our negative emotions? Who knows? And maybe in this industry that's built on marketing and getting reactions, we're playing on pain, or we're playing on people's like fears. And maybe I'm at my best when I'm writing from darker places because I've been programmed that way through all the pain that I've been hearing in music, or all the pain that I've been seeing in movies, or pain I've been seeing on TV, where you know the whole story of the underdog and all of this. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I don't know, but one thing I do know is that it is true that the good guy never wins.
Expound on
that. The child, are you a only child?
Yeah. On my mom's side, yeah.
On your mom's side? Well, if you're not an only child, you might notice that in your family, the kid that got the most attention was the baddest one.
Yeah.
Well, that's the macrocosm of the world. So the ones that people, I gotta pay attention and I gotta care, I gotta like look out for you. It's the ones that are the least deserving of it.
Right.
And
so do you think you've been punished because you've been so kind to the earth that you've been fighting for what's right?
Well, no, it's about balance.
Right.
It's about balance. So all I'm doing is speaking on like the shadow within myself, because that is it. You know what I'm saying? Like positivity or just being like a actually good person. I do hate that it sometimes bites you back in the ass when people thinking that like you soft, or people thinking that like you're not a nigga.
Right.
People thinking that you're not real, or people
Right.
thinking that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I despise that end of it, but that's also true if you're too far on that side, though. If you're too far on that side of Cloud and Bunnies, you know, like, no one really cares at all. But if you go balls to the wall on the darkness, everybody's gonna pay attention also, because like we've been kind of trained and programmed to pay attention to either the sex, the violence, the drugs,
Yeah.
the be it emotional, physical violence, you know, psychological violence. You know what I'm saying? It's just we've been programmed, and we got a lot of unlearning to do. And that's what I'm speaking on. Like, you know, fuck it, I'm at my best when I'm writing from darker places. This melancholy, this oops, I'm sorry, I should have never done this, and I should have never done that. Wish I could take it back, but right after what's done is done, we just run and create a fallacy, hoping it never happened. So yeah, man, it's just yeah, just that. I hope I answered your question.
No, you did. You did.
So no, I can talk, bro.
No. I mean, it made sense. It made sense of you saying, you know, the darker places is where you get a lot of the stuff, but you know, society. We as a society, if you look right now, what's most popping on Instagram?
Yeah.
Is because we're all worried. We're all like, this is someone we care about, and we are worried about him because we care about him so much. So go ahead.
And that's one thing I'll say. It's like, it's kind of like Clorox. Though, like you use it like Clorox. Like it can clean some shit. It's useful. Yeah. Like pain is useful. Sadness is useful. Anger is useful. It's a tool. So don't ever think, oh yeah, keep all that pain over there, keep all that over there. Don't.
Yeah.
Only positivity over here. You know what I'm saying? Right. Or don't, you know, like don't swing too hard in either direction. I forgot where I was going with that.
You were talking about don't the people who are like positive vibes only, good vibes. Keep that negative away from me.
Yeah, they're just as lost as those that are.
But were you ever that person? Because okay. So I guess, you know, what really opened your third eye to be like, maybe that isn't the way, because I've seen it kind of on both sides where it was all like, life sucks, life is terrible, and then it's been like, oh, I only smile, nobody wants to smile anymore, what's wrong with and then, you know, so I guess what end of that spectrum of the positivity only, positive vibes, if you got vibes, don't go, like, what were you like, maybe this isn't the way?
Just experience life and learning, just that, particularly being out there in the woods and just seeing like, yo, like everything has a nature about itself. There's a nature about itself. You know what I'm saying? Like out there, bro, like it's still just as savage as it is in the industry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like kill or eat. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of shit. Like to the point where it was like, yeah, Roy, like you're not gonna get to be the artist that you need to be if you don't want to step on some toes, or if you like, if you know, like you know what I mean, or if you want, or if you're too accommodating of everyone else's ideas because you want to be such a team player, you want to expect everybody, then your vision doesn't get accomplished the way it needs to be, and it's you who has to sit next to it for the rest of your life.
Right.
Rory's music video, Rory's song, Rory's album. So guess what? I'm gonna have to fucking boss the fuck up and being put in situations where I've had to boss the fuck up. I have to like fire moments. I have to do certain things to a point where it's just like, nah, bro. Like it's the people look at that yin and yang symbol and they don't understand it. They don't really get it. They don't really get it, bro. It's about that love and it's about that hate. It's about like, you know, the angels and the demons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, they both need to be side by side. And you are in control of both of those aspects. So,
well, kind of going along that of like, I remember when you first left LVRN, right? Yeah. And you went on Sway and you talked about it and you were like, man, you know, I kind of want a little more freedom. I want this independent route. You know, I don't want a boss telling me what to do, when to do it, and all that stuff. Yeah. So, but you also said in this new journey, like you learned like it's tough out there too. So I guess what would be your message to people, maybe if they're at a 9 to 5, if they're in the matrix, quote unquote, and they're doing the thing and they're like, man, it's brighter on the other side where I don't have to listen to people and follow this structure every day, all day. What would you tell them?
Well, for one, like leaving wasn't about like not having to listen to people or not, you know, wanting structure. It's about like wanting a certain type of structure that didn't just lead me to like making like club music.
Yeah.
So that's what that's about. You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to like finesse me into just like being Travis Scott or Lil Uzi, and I'm just like I'm Rory. And they're like, all right, you don't want to be Lil Uzi, all right? Then we don't know where the budget is. I'm like, okay. Fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck. Oh, y'all thought I was gonna be like, okay, I'll do it. Like, no, I don't care. I'll figure out how to make my income directly from my crowd because I have a crowd. And
right.
Give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But you were just talking about them trying to force you down the mumble rap and everything
that.
like that.
Yeah, people who are in the 9 to 5. I mean, if like when it comes down to it, it's just about balance. It's just about balance, man. Like some people might hear that and just hear all this stuff and hear Channel Zero and think that I'm telling them like to like quit their job today.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, you get something else going.
Mm-hmm.
You get something else going, and once it's going, hop the train.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's that balance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But also, if you're miserable in that job, don't be there till you're 60.
Right. Yeah. Because
that's all I'm telling you. Don't be there till you're 60.
Right.
If you're not happy there, but also if you're happy there.
You're happy there.
Yeah, because there are some people that do need to work. You know, be in the working class with certain things, and those people are important.
Right.
Like those people are important. So, no, you're definitely not trying to like decimate the entire workforce, but you do know that today more people have been walking out of their corporate office jobs.
That's exactly what I was about to say. You were ahead of the Great Resignation.
Yeah, man. You can travel through time and space with your mind and spirit, but not the flesh. Mm-hmm. And I do a lot of traveling with my mind and spirit and thinking about, all right, 10 years from now, what's going on?
Earl said that same thing when before the shutdown, and you remind me a lot of Earl. I don't know if you've ever heard that before, but
no, I don't know, like as person to person, I don't know. Some people, I think they see a dude with big lips and dreads and things, Earl. But I would say this on record and to Earl's face, I'm much sexier. We all know that.
But before the shutdown, he
Earl got bars. Please don't roast.
Oh yeah.
I want to know something. A good song or something, man. I've been a fan of you since I was like this. But I am sexy.
But before the shutdown, he had a talk with his mom where he knew like this wasn't sustainable the way we were living, and all the things that you were saying earlier. Did he move to Africa?
He went to Africa for a while.
He went to Africa for a little minute, and I know he still has family down there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, we've just been disconnected from the earth due to just the industrialization. These fucking central banks got us living off of the fucking dollar. And, we just gotta go back because we're only going further and further. When you mentally time travel, look back to like when they replaced gold.
Mm-hmm.
That like motherfuckers was burning down the central banks, like destroying that shit because they knew what it meant. Like, no, y'all not about to switch our gold out for paper, or y'all not about to, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it went down, however it went down, and now we live like this. So, what is the next step from here? Because they're not gone. Yeah. People who are creating this system, they're not gone. They're not stopping. So
well, that's what I was about to ask
next?
you, because you guys have a good track record now. Like, what you guys said back then. It's come to fruition now. 2-3 years, we're in the Great Resignation, we're in a pandemic, et cetera, et cetera. You saw what happened in the office up there in DC and stuff. So I guess just what is next, for people who are from Atlanta like us, or from that metropolitan area, what tips that you can give them for farming? Even if you just want to start there, what tips can you give for someone who lives in a city, in an urban area, to start farming?
To start farming, I would say, look up these two people, these two Instagrams. Hopefully I'm going to say it right. At The Cosmic One. It's a black farmer in Georgia, from Georgia, who is a organic farmer, amazing guy, and he's very social. Just hit him up, talk to him. Or you can also look up at Grow Where You Are. It's another farmer by the name of Eugene. He makes urban farms all over Atlanta at schools and all kinds of things like that. Now just go and find a farm and just give some community service in exchange for goods. Like, find out what you like also. You can find out what you like and start growing it yourself. But honestly, the main thing I would tell you to do before you do any of that, start researching. Start researching and start looking into this. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not a game. You know, at a certain point, like seeds are gonna be worth gold. You know what I'm saying? Because when they get these GMO foods, all this shit like set up, they're really trying to like synthesize like, a lot of things. And I don't know. I'm not in these meetings. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm just speculating that we're just gonna become more and more codependent, unhealthfully, on the technocracy. You know, on just like the technology. You know, you see all this stuff going on, and it's just like it's all cool. You know, and I'm excited for it. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I'm excited for it, but also in the same breath, we can't lose our way. You know, you think of Ice Hoffman and even on Frank Ocean, there are a lot of people who are harping on we are so domesticated. We are not real humans.
Yeah.
We are domesticated humans, and like there's so much more to us, and we live life and go through depression, we do all these other things, and we're just suffering, and we don't have to be. But I don't got all the answers. I just am taking it one step at a time, and I do know that one major step in our freedom is food freedom, like, because you know you can get all the weapons, you can get whatever you need or whatever, but like the moment the grocery store shut down,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, like if COVID wasn't enough of a, but you know I was in 2017 like, man, what if grocery store shut down? Wouldn't want to deal with that. Maybe I could use my art to do this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, that's real.
Damn. Like, if only the team was, like, ready for that shit. Like, bro, we'd be fucking top of the world right now. Like, we're already getting shit ready. Like, we already get shit ready. So it's like, but still, I'm grateful to have cultivated a culture and a support system and fan base that is about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. And I know that a good amount of them know me eye to eye.
Right.
Like, no security guard, no barrier.
Right.
All down the East Coast, from Miami to Rhode Island, from Atlanta to New Mexico. Like, they connected with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm yet to give the West Coast a Woods tour, and that should be happening soon.
Is that an exclusive?
It's not in stone, so it could be a lie.
Okay. All right. Never mind. Scratch that. You said one thing that we gotta. We've been here for a little minute, so I'm gonna hurry up and get you out of here soon.
I'm chilling. I'm really chilling, bro.
I wanted to ask you.
I do not want to go home.
I wanted to ask you about meat substitutes.
Okay.
How you feel about them? Like, are they? Because I feel like it's pushed more people to veganism and vegetarianism. Me personally, but like for you, how do you feel about meat substitutes?
I fuck with it. Meat substitute, yeah, let's get it.
All right,
I'm joking. I'm dead ass. Like, it hits, man. I fuck with that shit. But it's about balance though too. You know what I'm saying? Some of it can still be bad for you, especially if it's really heavy in the soy.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I felt like was like a trap door for the vegetarians and vegans. They're like, oh yeah, you wanna go vegetarian? All right, boom, here's a bunch of soy.
Yeah.
Give you man boobs. Because what it is, like soy and corn, the seed has been patented by Monsanto, and they like I don't trust that any corn or soy is organic, even when it says organic, because motherfuckers own the seed. But who knows? I don't know everything. I'm just a human with my human brain, assuming shit from a cream chair in Atlanta.
I heard it. I respect it.
But
go ahead.
But the alternative meats, I think they're a great thing. You know what I'm saying? To show a lot of people who don't eat plant-based that, you know, there's still light on this other side, man. It's really good food over here, yo. You know what I'm saying? And also, there are some meat alternatives that are not like laboratory or like
in a bag
processed stuff. Like
that's what I was asking.
Oyster mushrooms. Mushrooms in general though, but like oyster mushrooms, yo. If you know how to fry chicken, you know how to get the batter together. Do it to some oyster mushrooms.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. Go fry some oyster mushrooms, and bro.
Free game.
Yeah, go fry some oyster mushrooms,
know about it.
man. Make a po' boy out of them joints, man. You know what I'm saying? Follow Chris Catalyst PBC and check out them vegan recipes. You know, because you know, like we're the woods. We are fighting on as many fronts as possible to make things sustainable or to restore balance. So it's not just the music industry, but the touring industry, the recording industry, the medical industry, the agricultural industry, food industry. You know, as many industries as we can get into. Like we want to set shit up. So like that's our arm in the food industry. Chris Callis, PBC. If you want to learn about just veganism in general, either message that Instagram or just check out the things that are being made there. You'll learn a lot. It's all really healthy. Some things are alkaline, SABI approved. Some things are not, and it's a vibe. So check that out.
Do you have a date for the album?
No, not yet. I don't have a date, but it should be out before the summer comes.
Okay, before springtime.
Oh, actually, yeah, it should be out before the summer comes. I'm just gonna say that just to be safe, just so I didn't lie to you. Just so I didn't lie to you. You know what I'm saying? It could be earlier.
Okay.
But you know, I'm gonna say before the summer, y'all gonna have a whole Roy album, man. Out here vibing.
I gotta ask you some of the basic questions, some of the basic Rory questions. What's the best piece of advice 3 Sex has ever given you? If you do have that relationship, I'm assuming.
No, I've never really had a conversation with Andre at all. You know, so I guess the best piece of advice that I've gotten through the ethers, or just psychically, you know, is just that isn't problematic. It's gonna be problematic. But what I got, not just from that, but just from any mentor that I wish I had in this industry, is don't ask for the torch, take it, because they're not gonna give it to you. Yeah.
Best piece of advice you got from Ye?
Don't ask for the torch.
Cuddy.
Don't ask for the crown. Because they're not gonna, they don't want you to have it.
Twitch. Oh, wait, hold on. But before we get into Twitch, Jaden, you know, working with Jaden, you literally left the face of the earth, right, Rory?
Yeah.
The only place we could find you was on Jaden Smith projects, or, you know, just Jaden now. Jaden projects. That's the only time we heard, The Woods. You know, Woods came out, for all respect. But the only time in the world.
I put it out in the vacuum.
Was Jaden. So, what was kind of going on with, why did you come out the house to record with Jaden?
I got respect for the Misfits, you know what I'm saying? And just like that whole tribe and what they stand for. We've always been of like light vibrations, so the Woods and the Misfits has always been like a solid alliance, you know what I'm saying? Because like, oh, you're dead we're dead ass, okay, cool. Like, let's vibe, like, let's cross-pollinate, and like, really, we just became good friends. We're just good friends, man. You know, just Moises and Teo also, you know, those guys, you know, just real solid cats, you know, Ray Sean, you know, True, who's also, he's his own thing. I wouldn't say he's a misfit, but just all the friends out there in LA. I spent the time out there, and I made some really solid friends, so that's just what that is. That's just friendship. That's really just friendship, you know. He's an honor all the time. Like he was in Atlanta. He hit me up like, yo, I'm in the studio. Like, I'll come through. Let to have me on something and whatnot. And that's just because Jaden's been a genuine supporter. You know, like reflections in a way from two different worlds. And like why? I don't know. Like I wasn't really hiding from anybody. If anybody like reached out, like Joey would have reached out, or anybody would have reached out, you could get a feature. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
so you're saying it wasn't like you ran away from the world and you.
No, I wasn't hiding from anything. No. I want to clear that. I wasn't hiding from anyone or anything. I just didn't have a team anymore. I didn't have a manager anymore. Didn't have, you know what I'm saying? Like people that are gonna go and reach out to you or whoever, and I didn't know how to do it myself either.
How did you rebuild this team? You know, you talk about this team and you love them. How did you build that team with trust? How did you trust them?
Well, you know, there's a saying, remember this question because I know I'm about to ramble, that you meet people, or like the people around you reflect where you've been or where you are, where you're going. So I just walked into the right spaces. I changed my rituals, my practices, the things I'm doing with myself every day, that allowed me to be in spaces to come across these people. So, for example, say like your high school sweetheart. Once y'all graduate high school and y'all get married, and you realize you hate her. You don't want to be with her anymore. And that's because y'all met in high school. That's not where you want it to be. You were stuck there. You were forced there. Both of y'all were forced there. Y'all probably were bored, and y'all met each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how y'all relationship was born out of that. It wasn't born out of y'all doing what y'all want to do and being right there. You know what I'm saying? So like when I meet this team, it's like right now I'm a fucking goat. I'm a goat, bro. I'm on a mountain, bro. I'm up there on the fucking mountain where it's snowing. Where it's snowing, bro. Where fucking mountain lions are. You know what I'm saying? I'm kicking mountain lions' ass. I'm out here fucking doing what I'm doing. I'm a real ass fucking artist out here tearing shit up. So I'm only gonna catch the eye of people who might know what a real artist is. They might understand what that is. You know what I'm saying? They might respect that. You know what I'm saying? They might want to be down for that. You know, like, so a lot of people, you know, for example, when I did the Dolce & Gabbana thing, I modeled with Dolce & Gabbana, I took their clothes off going down the runway because the niggas was racist, right? And because of that, like they shut everything down too. Like all the publications who saw that, like the Dolce & Gabbana, they shut it down. It wasn't gonna happen. And word wasn't gonna get out. Thank goodness, Mark Antony from GQ, a brother that interviewed me from GQ a long time ago, came to the hotel in Milan, Italy at 1 a.m. because we were staying up all night because we definitely don't want to go to sleep because it's just Italy, the fuck mob. I don't know what the fuck happened. But Mark Antony came and interviewed me. Mind you, just when I left the industry, actually, I was just figuring things out. He came and interviewed me, and I'm like, all right, yo, thanks. And that was a big thing. He was just a very key part of my life. And one time I reached out to him because I put out Fervent, and I put out The Woods on SoundCloud. Not much of anything happened. I put it out on SoundCloud. Then put it out through. It wasn't on anything. Not on Spotify. Not anywhere else. Because I wanted it to be free.
Right.
And I did some of those songs with the label and whatnot. I just wanted that free. Fervent, I put it out through TuneCore. And then I realized, okay, I put it out through TuneCore. It's doing well. It's doing great. You know what I'm saying? But like, I remember having more eyes than this. So like, what is it that I'm not doing that my team was doing? And it was like PRs, like promotion, certain like rollout campaigns and things like that. So I reached out to Mark, and I knew he put me in GQ. You know, maybe I can talk to this guy and figure something out as far as PR, if he knows somebody or if he's the guy. You know, and then he was like, no, actually, you need a manager. You need someone who can get all of that together for you. Da, 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 da. And I know just the person, and it was Adam.
Salute to Adam.
Yeah, you know, and when it comes down to how I came across Rest of Ivy and Bray and whatnot, like once again, still a salmon swimming upstream, kicking ass, not going with the flow, doing my own shit. You know, I just happened to be in tune with Shamal. Shamal, a local, amazing, creative and visual artist. Nigel and Dang, that whole trio of people is a very core cultural staple in Atlanta that the world doesn't know about, that the world should know about, because they're like motherfucking the Ninja Turtles, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they kicking ass. You know what I'm saying? The world don't know about them. But because I decided to be in Atlanta and be right here with the people, I was right there with Shamal. We were kicking it. I'm doing things, doing jam sessions, creating culture within my city. He's keeping the blood flowing. And then he happened to be on set and happened to be texting me or talking about me, and Bray happened to be on that set and heard him. And from there, you're like, Rory? Come on, Rory. and then she pulled up to the thing that we had going on, and now she's like coming down the rabbit hole of like the woods and what we're doing, and now we're working, you know what I'm saying?
You moved there from where?
I was in New York.
Okay, New York. Okay.
Yeah, and we moved down, so it's like...
I felt like everybody has kind of been like, Rory, because I was like, my thing, I was like, what Rory been, man?
I'm like that relative that like went to fucking China for a while.
But you've been in America the whole time, but so it's like people just assume that Rory like left because I don't know, they come up with any type of thing, but you're just saying, this is what happened, and I'm back.
No, I would love to like as clearly as possible like tell the story, but it's really just like, you know, people want artists that can allow them to stand on club couches, and that's cool.
But you were pop. That's what I'm like. It's not like you weren't popping.
It's just that I refuse to at that point where I'm at that point.
Right.
I got to that point on God's Whisper.
Right.
I got to this point on God's Whisper, man. On Cigarette Song, man. I got to this point on Seven Sons. I got to this point on music and a message and a
Different.
brand
Right.
that is about what this person before you is speaking about.
Right.
So when they get you to this point, they're like, all right, now that you're at this point, turn into Travis Scott.
No.
Then that's what happened. They're like,
Right.
all right, now turn into Travis Scott. Turn into Post Malone. Turn into these guys.
Okay, but Like a
So-
Star.
so
who's
because
that
I
under?
refuse-
Who's that? Because Like a Star was
Like
popping.
a Star. Yeah, that song particularly.
Yeah. Like
me
where
and,
where were you? Who were you under? Were you
that's
still
me.
under the team?
No,
But that
a
was
lot of that shit was
popping.
all. Yeah, everything I put out, I feel like was fucking popping.
No, I
I'm
mean,
saying
but
is
like folks was like, I'm talking about millions of streams online. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, bro. People don't. That's what I'm saying. Look, pain.
Right.
Pain. Remember pain. People
Right.
love pain. People
Yeah.
love negativity. Like
Right.
people want that.
Right.
So it's like, nah, bro. Like, give me some future shit. Give me some club shit. Give me
But
some.
you
of
were
this.
all, but like that's
Like
my
a
thing.
Star is
Oh,
not
yeah,
playing
yeah.
in the club though, bro.
Yeah, right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like that's
right.
what they want. Like bro, until you're giving us
Right.
something that we can play in the club, we
Yeah.
don't understand it. We don't
Right.
understand it.
I hear it. I
You know
hear
what I'm
it.
saying?
I hear it.
And I'm like, all right, well, y'all can suck my dick because I'm not going out of my way to make something that people can play in a club because, like, that's
If-
not why I started making music. But, like, I also understand that middle point now, too. But it was just like, they just, like, there were times where I was working with my team where they were like, don't produce.
Right.
And I was like, nah, I need to produce.
Right.
And then I produced God's Whisper. And there was a time it was like, don't rap, just sing. Because there's that one point where I rapped too fast. There's a point where I rapped like too fast to the point where it just like it wasn't a vibe. And
Right.
it was like I was like 14 and shit like that,
Right.
right? Cool. And they're like, bro, just sing, only sing. I'm like, no. And then we get to this point where they're telling me like, just rap, don't produce, don't sing. I'm like, and I just felt like, why am I even working with people that think they can tell me?
It was so micromanaging.
Yeah, like, why am I working with people that think they can tell me this? You know what I'm saying? Or people that want to like dangle like a budget over my head to get me to to do what they want to do. And that's when I realized like, these niggas are trying to like just corner me.
Yeah.
They're trying to corner me, and I'm like, they think they must think that I won't just say fuck it.
Yeah.
They must think that I'm too attached to all the things that I have to be like, fuck y'all, I'm gonna do it my way.
It's crazy to build your brand on anti, right? And then you build up. Like I said, I was there. I was there when in the middle of the night you say, "Hey Atlanta, let's meet at the 5 Point in 30 minutes," and you have 100, 200 people show up. Like that doesn't, to have that type of. I don't understand. But anyway, so that's me going on.
People not looking at that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right,
people
right.
not looking at it when it comes down to like the industrial or just like the cookie cut how a fan base is supposed to act or how they're supposed to be or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, they rather see it show up in some other form, and when it shows up in that form, they don't know what to do with it.
Right.
Because it doesn't usually, like a fan base doesn't usually show up in that form. Or artist doesn't usually show up in the form that I like to show up in.
What was the balance of you having that control and them doing what they did? Because Rawfest was free, and and you guys did the meetup with it, and then you gave us t-shirts, more t-shirts from Rawfest that didn't sell at the meetup for free. So like, what balance was? This is what Rory wants to do. This is what the team wants to do. If you had to give a percentage,
I would say it had to be really. It would be 50-50, but then there's also the aspect of these guys like really like being like my big bro, and me being like willing to like be like a reasonable person, like want to, like, or be willing to like try things out. You know what I'm saying? So like it wasn't. It's more so of just the family dynamic, or just like like we were just like too close for me to get the respect I feel like I need. You know what I'm saying?
right?
So like say like for example, like, I didn't want my shit like going on Vivo. I think like Vivo is
Yeah.
I don't put my shit on Vivo, but like but and it's you against 5 people older than you who like sold their cars or do whatever
Right.
they did because they worked hard too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like to a certain point, like you get like guilt trip or whatever to the point where it's like, yeah, bro, I want to like support everybody. I want to make sure everybody eat. I want to make sure everybody can like really thrive. Because that's another thing. It was like 5 people managing like one artist.
Right.
So they're all splitting that.
You say you're dipping into Twitch, right?
Yeah. Twitch and
What's up with
Discord. I mean, I just like gaming.
Okay.
I fuck with gaming. I fuck with all types of stuff, and I like to how do you say, show that to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna play hours of video games and just try things out and stuff like that, I might as well share it with the people. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, just like create a community around that. I feel like all things of myself are things that can be accessed. And
Do you watch streamers?
do I watch the streamers?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't. I don't watch streamers. I think that's because I don't know. I just don't watch streamers.
Do you
I
listen
think
to
I watch. Actually, I do. Oh, and Smash Bros. Like Smash Bros. I do watch some of like the best people in the world like play certain games and things like that, or like check out certain tournaments. But no, I'm not too savvy in just like knowing, just like the streaming world. I'm pretty new to it.
Okay. And then
Who would you recommend?
Well, you know, we got our boys.
Right.
I think Aiden is he knows how to entertain. Like,
Aiden?
Yeah.
What's he do?
Aiden Ross. He plays GTA and but he kind of like transformed the platform to make it like entertaining to everybody.
Yes, and that's what I think about Smash Bros.
Right.
Like, I kind of want to be like the Muhammad Ali of Smash Bros.
Yeah. Well,
Then you started boxing and then FC, it was different.
Because people already gonna watch you because you're worried,
Yeah.
right? So it's like maybe look at Soulja Boy too. Yeah, Soulja Boy is who he is, but also I wanted to ask you, you know, talking about outside influences, and we're wrapping on that. Do you listen to other people's music right now?
Bro, I just discovered Dijon yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all know about that shit.
Dijon. Now you putting me on.
That shit gas.
Mm.
I heard that shit last night. I woke, like, when I wake up, and that was the first thing I went to go do was listen to the song. Like, and that's when I do. Like,
So it's one song.
No, his whole album is fire, but I haven't felt this way about an artist since, like, James Blake showed up.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he gives you, like, oh shit, like how, like, James Blake showed up, or, like, how Frank Ocean showed up, or, like, how The Weeknd showed up. He's like, but he's really good, man. He's really good.
Dijon.
Dijon.
How do you spell it?
Like, you know, Honey Dijon mustard, Dijon.
Okay.
Copy paste.
All right, bet.
And also Tash Sultana.
Mm-hmm.
Tash Sultana, I've been like just like really just like admiring her work.
I've seen the name.
Yeah, she's a savage, bro. She's like, bro. Yeah, she's great. She's like one of the greatest, like walking around, and I don't think that she's getting the flowers that she deserves. Who else? Nick Hakim. Nick Hakim. You know about Nick Hakim?
No, I don't know about Nick. You know about Nick? Where's he from?
Huh?
Where's he from?
Nick Hakim. I don't know where he's from, but I know he's either in New York or LA.
Okay.
I've been messaging him, trying to link up. You know, so that's another real solid cat.
Okay.
Other folks based here in Georgia, man, I really rock with is Tor.
Okay.
His Instagram is at Your Digital Destination. Really amazing artist. Plays the ukulele, and he just goes hard. And also there's Trent in the Trees. So look up Trent in the Trees, another artist. You know, they're just folks who are just.
Are you gonna start your own branch? I'm sorry for cutting you off.
My whole circle of in Atlanta, like just like the Woods, there's a circle of musicians who are really good, bro. Damn, like I with me, bro, they're really good.
Are you gonna start your own thing?
Yeah, I have. And then that's also what I've been doing in the past 5 years, just like creating that culture, creating that space, creating that movement, because the Woods is a label. The Woods is a, you know,
Bad.
The Woods is a whole damn
Because like
thing.
I said, you put me on to some folks,
the Woods is a whole damn thing. So, in the next 10 years, we will be a very prevalent pocket of culture within Atlanta, and you'll be able to see our effect in the venues that get made, or the events happening on a cultural level, the way the kids are dressing, and just really what people are gravitating to. We really want to set an example, because I feel like there's so many people who want to do what we're about to do, but the industry is just so stuck in that certain way that there's never been enough money or enough power, enough like courage to do it. And I felt like, man, I just fit that bullseye, so I'm gonna be one of those characters that like just sets up that infrastructure in that playground for this culture that is the Woods to like thrive and like really just be something that people aspire to.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, Rory. As you build up the Woods, I hope that, you know, y'all don't forget about us over here and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You seem like you will return. You're a man of your word, everything like that. Also, small thing before we sign off, Tyler the Creator, Russ, you could go down the line. There's a bunch of artists that aren't in the club right now that are selling out arenas right now.
Sure. Exactly.
And that's all I wanted to say. Rashad Milligan, Rory, we're here live from the Rolling Out office. We're no longer on Zoom. Thanks so much for stopping by. Until next time, you guys take care of yourselves.
All right.